This is the LEGO Movie video game, one of the best LEGO games ever released, and after today's video it will hopefully be my next platinum trophy. Now in order to get these trophies I will have to collect 20 red bricks, over 70 golden manuals, 15 pants, and 70 gold bricks. Yeah, the collectibles for this game are a bit unique, but not too bad. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get straight into it. Now, in terms of this game's story, it really is just the LEGO Movie. Literally all the cutscenes are just ripped straight from the movie, which isn't bad in my opinion. Unlike LEGO Avengers, this felt refreshing. It felt like I get to watch a few minutes of the movie, play a few minutes, watch a few, play a few, so on and so forth, making it feel a lot quicker than the other LEGO games. I don't know, let me know how you feel about it down below. The first mission is the prologue of the game, where we play as Vitruvius, Cleopatra, and Shakespeare battling against Mr. Business. There isn't much to say about this level, to be honest. We just spent most of the level dodging some laser, destroying some robots, and lining up a few structures so that Vitruvius can show off his master builder skills. Now, this mission has no collectibles or even a stud goal as far as I'm concerned, but there is a trophy for beating it. Next mission is us playing as Emmett and another construction worker as they do their job. Our first goal was to finish building this house, and once I managed to get the instruction manual for it, I then played the instruction building minigame, and for doing it within a time limit and without failing, so not losing any studs, I got the trophy first try.
Now that is one porchy porch, not a brick out of place.
After finishing off that house, we are then given the goal of building a giant wrecking ball, but of course, the plans are spread across the mission. We are given the first one rather easy, but then we have to get involved in this dance battle for some reason. I don't know, and this isn't the last time this happens. But moving on, we get the plans for the giant wrecking ball, build it, and destroy the building. We then get to watch some more of the LEGO Movie where Emmett follows this mysterious baddie and ends up falling down this tunnel of hell before he eventually finds and touches the piece of resistance, ending the mission.
A special one with face of yellow will make the piece of resistance found from its hiding refuge underground. This master builder will thwart the Craggle and save the realm. Special.
Mission 3 has us playing as Emmett and Wildstyle as she comes to his rescue, and we now have to escape from the police. Slowly throughout this mission, we are introduced to the idea of master builders, certain characters that have the ability to build things without any instructions. Now, after working our way through the police department, we make it outside and watch as Wildstyle puts her master builder skills to the test and creates this sick motorbike. We are now in the process of a high-speed chase against the police. Now, this did take a while, but eventually Wildstyle turns the motorbike into a plane and we blast off, ending the mission. After this, we are now playing as Emmett and Wildstyle in the Old West. Essentially just every Wild West cliche in one place, and it is awesome. We start off with the goal of reaching one of the taverns and meeting up with Vitruvius. You know, that old wizard guy with the cane from the start of the game. Whilst on our way, we learn about the history of this LEGO world, how in the past everyone was able to build and change whatever they want, but President Business got sick of it and decided that the world needed to be in control. He then segregated everyone into their own themed world, and now all the master builders live in different worlds waiting for the special prophecy to come true. We also find out that in just a few days, President Business plans to destroy the world with the Craggle, which, spoiler alert, is just super glue, meaning he can lock anyone and anything in place, turning the world into his perfect vision. Eventually, we do make it to Vitruvius and he decides to team up with us to escape the Old West. We then play as Wildstyle, Emmett, and Vitruvius as they work towards escaping and surviving all of President Business's evil robots. At some point in this mission, I attempted to complete a master builder build with a non-master builder, that being Emmett, for the trophy Building Bad. Second half of this mission has us in a carriage chase where we have to lob dynamite, blast off our miniguns, shoot all these people off their horses, but thankfully we managed to get away safely. The next mission, we are still in the Old West, but this time we are being chased by Bad Cop, the head of the evil robots, in his flying car, and we have to slowly make our way through this train. We We do some master builds here, fix a few different objects that only Emmett can do, and do some awesome parkour as a wild style. At the end of the mission, we build up a ramp with Vitruvius and we watch as Bad Cop blows up the train track, but just before we go splat, the number one Mr. Steal Your Girl comes to the rescue, Batman, and that ends the mission. After this, we are now in Cloud Cuckoo Land, a place filled with rainbows and clouds and cuckoos, I guess. I don't know what those are, to be honest. We make it inside and meet up with Unikitty. With her on our team, we are now able to destroy and build rainbow Lego bricks, which allows us to complete tons more puzzles. After solving a few more puzzles and seeing all this cute stuff in Cloud Cuckoo Land, we eventually make it to the center of town where we finally meet up with all the other master builders, ending the mission. This mission starts off with Emmett introducing himself to the master builders, but it's very clear that they don't like him and believe that Emmett is the last possible person who could possibly defeat Lord Business, on account of him not even being a master builder. If he's not a master builder, how can he be this special? However, before we are able to argue our way out of it, Bad Cop and his robots attack Cloud Cuckoo Land. We had to make our way around this mission rescuing everyone, and once we rescue Unikitty, we see her rage take full force, and once we manage to get 20 kills with Rage Unikitty, we got another trophy.
Exploring and collecting as much as I could. There were a few basic...
Now, eventually at the end, we managed to escape all the explosion by starting our build on a submarine, and that ends this level. Before this next mission, I managed to get myself the trophy I Am the Computer for collecting all studs in any of the game's hacking minigames. Then the entire mission has us playing as everyone as they build the submarine to completion. We first have to dose the enemies in black paint so that Batman can of course finish his section, as he only builds in blacks and very dark greys. We then finished off everyone else's sections before we finally make it into the water. However, the submarine doesn't last very long, as after the gang are done trash talking Emmett's double-decker couch, the submarine then begins to sink. We play through this mission as the spaceman and the blind wizard as they work their way through solving puzzles and blocking off water leaks. This is easily the worst level in the entire game. Up until now, they are all super easy and quite fun, nothing to complain about honestly. But this one is only a 15-minute mission, at least for me, and I spent, and I'm not kidding, 10 plus minutes of this entire mission stuck underwater. Never have I played a game where they have a good underwater level. But eventually I pull it together, we make it to the end where despite our efforts the submarine does indeed explode, and that ends the mission. The only thing that survived the wreckage of the submarine explosion was Emmett's double-decker couch. But what are we going to do out in the ocean? I mean, it's not like a ship is just going to come out of nowhere.
I mean, it's not like a big gigantic ship is just gonna come out of nowhere and save us, my gosh!
The mission then has all the characters understanding that Emmett is the key to their survival. If the double-decker couch worked, what else can work? So eventually they make their way into Octan Tower to battle against President Business before he unleashes the Craggle. We make it into the tower by battling our way through all the evil robots, and eventually we reach President Business's trophy room, and this is where we use all of them to create our disguises, ending the mission. With Emmett and Wildstyle now dressed up as those evil robots, we have to slowly work our way through this section, solving the puzzles and collecting the pages needed to build a giant speaker. Once the speaker is built, that happened to be the final instruction build in story mode, which gave us another trophy. Then in order to escape, we have to get our boogie on once again, and then Emmett and Wildstyle manage to flee the robots for now. After that, we are now playing as Batman and Emmett as they try to destroy the cables holding up this catwalk. But there are these panels that when they light up, they will shock us, and sometimes they sense noise, so we have to slowly tiptoe past them. Once we manage to do this, shit truly hits the fan. All of our allies get captured, so now we have to fight to free ourselves. Whilst doing this, I accidentally shot Emmett with the Robo-Skeleton laser and got myself that trophy. Sadly, all our efforts are in vain, and we watch what has to be the most gruesome LEGO death ever. But after that sad note, the mission ends. Before we continue, I just want to thank you all for the support and for helping me reach 400 subscribers. It has been a dream of me to reach even 50, and to get to 400 is insane. I know that you guys love these videos. I love making them, and I cannot wait to keep pumping them out. But if you are new here or just simply haven't subscribed yet, I mean, first, what are you doing? Go down, hit that subscribe button so that you can be here when the channel finally hits 500 subscribers. Thank you all for the support, but let's continue. President Business has now begun his master plan to set the entire LEGO world in their place permanently. And he's rigged the prison filled with our friends and master builders to explode. But Emmett can't let that happen, so you know my goat had to sacrifice himself for everyone else. Now that everyone is freed, we set off to save the world, and the first thing we do is make a broadcast that we can send out to the entire world, letting them know that they can fight back against President Business. We got to a point where we had to build a spaceship and solve puzzles to help Metal Build move around, but somehow I managed to glitch Metal Beard down to the floor. I wasn't able to get him back up, and I was never able to do this glitch again in free play. But after spending 20 minutes struggling, I eventually restarted the mission and managed to get myself the trophy for destroying 50 enemies as Metal Beard.
And Metal, he's 36.
And the one for finishing the mission, of course. We are then back with our boy Emmett, but now he's fallen into the real world, the world of humans. With the help of this kid, we are sent back into the LEGO world pretty quick, but now Emmett is finally a master builder himself. Now, while teaming up with this firefighter and the construction lady from the start of the game, we managed to make it through President Business's forces. The mission ends with Emmett building his iconic giant bulldozer mech. We are now onto the second last mission, and Emmett gets to team up with the man, the myth, the Kryptonian Superman to take down even more of President Business's forces. Now, I definitely didn't struggle for 20 minutes on this mission as well, and eventually I managed to form some sort of competence, and Emmett has now teamed up with Green Lantern, and I got the trophy I super hate you right now for playing as Superman and Green Lantern. This is weird because I thought you'd have to play as them at the same time, but there's a lot of trophies where it's just playing as both characters in general. Pretty different. We also got to team up with Wonder Woman, Wildstyle, and the Spaceman once again, and the mission ends as Emmett is overrun by micromanagers. It is finally time, ladies and gentlemen, for the very final mission. We are now playing as Angry Unikitty and Emmett, of course. The entirety of this mission's gameplay has us just chasing down this President Business robot as we solve puzzles and distract the robot as Emmett, so that Unikitty can use her lava to melt down the gold bricks on each side of the robot, and then Emmett can throw large pieces at the cracks to slowly destroy it. After all this, Emmett finally makes it into President Business Tower, and after having a very heartfelt and touching speech,
You don't have to be the bad guy. You are the most talented, most interesting, and most extraordinary person in the universe. And you are capable of amazing things because you are the special.
Emmett manages to turn the bad guy good, and that ends the game's story. Okay, so I normally would split the cleanup between the story cleanup and open world, but since the cleanup was so quick, I thought I'd just combine them both this time around. As always, I use the always amazing guy from Pack Attack. If I remember, there will be a link to their channel in the description. As always, they're super cool, super amazing, not just for LEGO games, but a bunch of others as well. But LEGO games is how I found them, and I use them all the time. The first trophy I got was for using President Business and then using one of his leg stations, turning him into Lord Business. Then, whilst replaying the first Emmett mission, the one in the construction site, I completed the dance segments again, but this time I managed to get all 21 quick events perfectly. For the trophy, I could sing this song for hours. In the very next mission, I played as Bad Cop and smashed a chair. I then played as Cowboy Emmett and managed to kill my 30th enemy. I then decided to knock out a few quick and easy character related trophies. I first got a House Divided for playing as Abraham Lincoln and Lady Liberty. I then managed to switch my character from Old Vitruvius to Ghost Vitruvius. After that, I played as Good Cop and then Bad Cop. I finally managed to purchase all Master Builders, and then I managed to complete my entire character collection. This game's trophy list is very odd. I completed a lot of trophies before I ever did in any of the other games, just like this one. This game only had 97 characters, where a lot of other games had over 120. Now, the red bricks in this game are different to any other LEGO game I've played as well. Instead of them being in any bonus mission or even in the main missions, they are just in the open worlds this time around, which was a welcome change. Now, for collecting all of the red bricks, that being only 20, I got myself another trophy. I then moved on to the trophy the Craggle for playing as Lord Business and Craggleizing 10 people. And talking about the Craggle, in the Craggleizer mission, I managed to perform perfectly on the dance game mode again for another trophy. I then managed to defeat my 20th enemy as Sheriff Not a Robot. And with the help of some stud multipliers gotten from the red bricks, I managed to earn myself 1 billion studs. In one of the final missions, I completed all of the master builds in the server room as Benny for the spaceship trophy. Then, whilst reaching the end of my cleanup, I got the trophies for achieving the special in all missions, collecting all pants, collecting all golden manuals, and achieving the full 100%. After that grind, I went and blew up Wonder Woman's invisible jet over in Cloud Cuckoo Land, and after that, I managed to build all of the golden instruction manuals. Oddly enough, one of the last trophies I got was for creating a custom character. Normally this is one of the first things I get in a LEGO game, or at least first thing during the cleanup. It was odd to see it be at the very end this time around. I then finally made a trophy. Now this did take forever and was a little bit glitched out, but hey, I got it eventually. Then the last trophy was for using Lord Business and using his Craggle gun on Ma and Pa Bad Cop in the relic room, which is an obvious reference to that scene in the movie. And with that, I got the LEGO Movie Platinum Trophy. That was my LEGO Movie the video game Platinum experience. Definitely the most unique one so far. Now, is it the most fun? Not really, as there were a few trophies like getting perfect on all those dancing that was very annoying. But for the most part, it was very fun. And it was definitely the quickest, with the guys suggesting 15 hours at least and me managing to do it in only 13 hours. For comparison, LEGO Batman 3 took me 20 plus hours for the main game alone, and then with all DLCs, I was sitting at around 36 hours. So I would highly recommend this if you're looking for your first LEGO Platinum, or your first Platinum in general, or just looking for a game to have fun with. This is a great choice. Anyways, I hope you all did enjoy, and like I said earlier, be sure to subscribe. I just reached 400 subscribers, and I now have my eyes set on 500, so be sure to subscribe to be around before I hit it. Thank you all for watching this far, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.